long ago,
when the footsteps of our ancestral cull walked the subterranean tunnel halls, there rose among them a hero, the first hero of the cull, Ila. In dim-lit caverns where shadows danced with ancient secrets, Ila stood as a beacon of courage, his heart fully devoted to the god Tengri, the deity of cutting winds, who favored those swift of foot and bold of spirit. It was Tengri who foretold of the coming floods, a ravenous, crushing tide from the west. Born of unseen forces, it compelled Ila and the cull eastward into the perilous lands of Achra. It was fully unknown where this path would lead, but it mattered not, for to stay in their home would mean a drowning death. Their path carved through the ancient bramble dunes, where the bramble mages, keepers of nature's secrets, sought to hinder Ila's progress. Undeterred, Ila, with Tengri's blessings whispering in his ears, courageously faced the mages. With a flash of blades and the nimble spirit of the cull, he conquered the mages and claimed their ancient secrets as reward. Pressing onward, the cull ventured into a dune sea, where the air hung heavy with the stench of a defiled shrine. Sickly green flames illuminated the altar, guarded by withered imps and cultists who hung to their dark rites. It was there that Ila discovered a newfound gift: electromancy. With this gift, he unleashed bolts of lightning upon the cultists and imps, clearing the path forward. As the cull, led by Ila, moved through the shrine, a dark green tower emerged on the horizon, silent and foreboding. The rocks surrounding it were smeared with dung, creating a noxious stench that clung to the air, and its decoration of bleached skulls and a blood-stained reptilian shrine spoke of ominous rituals. Within the tower, an army of rat men clamored to escape the flood, clinging to the ruins with desperation. Ila, known for his bravery but fueled by foolhardy daring, risked too much. The rat men, driven by a need to cling to their useless lives, overwhelmed Ila and his kin. The clash echoed through the tower, a tragic saga of bravery meeting its limits. In the end, the once proud leader fell alongside his valiant companions, the green tower standing as a silent witness to the cost of unchecked daring. The floodwaters surged forth, claiming the fallen, and sweeping away the tale of Ila the Cull into the annals of Achra's ancient lore. I, Bagua, descendant of Ila, stand now amidst the echoes of the past, with the tale of my forefather etched in the annals of Cull lore. Out there, in the west, the rumblings of floodwaters once again herald a new cataclysm, and the weight of ancestral responsibility presses upon me. The time has come to heed the lessons of Ila. Through those dark deserts and crumbling ruins, we too shall forge a way towards the promise of survival. We too must walk the path of Achra. In the heart of the light-choked forest maze, Bagua, leader of the Cull, fights for survival. A relentless dance ensues with the slithering beasts concealed within the shadowed labyrinth. No longer could frail mages be found here, for they were long ago replaced by monstrous worms. Through brambles and fire, Bagua cut a path through the mage's reptilian progeny. The first step in this eastward journey had proven to be difficult, but not without reward. A scintillant gleam was spied through the underbrush, a treasure of the worms. The amethyst fox, a long blade abandoned in millennia past. Its azure hilt and curved blade, adorned with ethereal purple gems, resonates with the power of distant stars. The moment he gazed upon it, Bagua felt an inexplicable connection. This blade was to be his constant companion, and with it he would skillfully hew a path through his foes. But it wasn't the only power gained from those ancient bramble dunes. Like his forefather, Ila, Bagua had begun his mastery over the power of lightning. In the form of Skera, crackling electricity that would bolster his combat abilities. Those who stood against the Cull would know the storm's fury. But this was still only the first step. The journey ahead was long, and so following the guidance of his growing instincts, Bagua continued down the Path of Achra.
O Achra, of the dune bird's screech, against crouching shadowed mountains. O pilgrim of Tengli's esteem, walk this crumbling earth consumed by flood. The path is ever flowing. The glory of thy enemy's disintegration is ever flowing. Praise Tengri. May the law of violence preside.
From the freezing mountains to the north, ice beetles venture into the scorching dune sea, their crystalline exoskeletons shimmering in defiance of the relentless heat. Trotting past ancient shrines carved of oily, broken stone, the Cull are vividly aware that Ila, the Brazen, made this same trek in millennia past. Though the Cull felt no fear at this, for neither the beetles or scattered, terrified imps stood a chance against Bagua's Skera or his mighty Falks, and soon only blackened husks remained, dashed upon the dunes. It was no challenge, but their soaring confidence was quickly brought low, as the sight of the fabled green tower sent an uneasy ripple through their core. Its ominous presence hinting at trials more daunting than any they had faced to this point. The seeds of doubt were planted, but they would continue on, with confidence tempered. Embarking into the eerie green tower, Bagua and the Cull are met by Urga guards, fanatical warriors emanating the nauseating aura of the infernal tunnels, with eyes gleaming like molten topaz and with weapons forged in the squalid depths. These grotesque sentinels advance with a cacophony of squealing fervor, their dark malevolence resounding with every plodding step. Concealed within the greenish architecture of the tower, a treacherous grove mage lurks, his allegiance entwined with the demons that dwell within. Having abandoned the bramble dunes to escape the encroaching flood, this nefarious wizard, now allied with the infernal forces, employs his malevolent arts in the shadows, a serpent evading the rising tide. The bramble mage's feeble attempts at arcane defense were effortlessly extinguished. Bagwa's sheer power rendering the once defiant sorcerer a mere flicker against the overwhelming force of astral wrath. Yet despite the Grove Mage's demise, the Green Tower stretched ever upwards, an ominous structure cloaked in mystery, beckoning Bagwa and the Cull ever higher into the towering labyrinth. Detecting intrusion into their foul domain, an army of Urga, their squirming forms seething with malice, rushed forward alongside frenzied cultists wielding wicked blades. All the while, gore idols constructed by the twisted mages vomited forth waves of worm-like blood nymphs. In this unholy symphony of battle, Bagwa's every move became a tempest, a whirlwind of speed and precision. Lightning erupted from his fingertips, searing through the demonic ranks, while the fox's astral blade tore through the veil of reality itself. The air crackled with raw energy as Bagwa danced through the carnage, his every strike a declaration of defiance against the encroaching darkness. With each foe torn asunder, the tower echoed with roars of demons and the mad chants of frenzied cultists. Yet Bagwa pressed on, his indomitable spirit a beacon amidst the tumult. The Green Tower bore witness to a clash of cosmic forces where lightning intertwined with astral steel, heaving burnt and mangled carcasses through the gaps of reality. But as Bagwa forged through the labyrinthine layers of the Green Tower, a pressing sense of dread seized him. The relentless battles only intensified as he made his ascent, leaving him to ponder what sinister force lured these minions into this accursed structure. Rising farther, an odious stench began to pervade the air. This putrescent vapor was familiar to Bagwa and could only have a singular source: hobgoblins. This raised far more questions than answers. The filthy tunnel raiders were no leaders, no conquerors. Surely it wasn't they who... At the apex of the verdant Green Tower, veiled in a haze of wretched incense, a sinister presence awaited its reveal. A grand litter, borne by groveling hobgoblins, cradled the pulsating heart of greed. An animated mass of golden coins, wealth incarnate, living gold. Each coin trembled with unholy sentience, murmuring secrets of power as the congealed mass oozed with disdain for those who dared approach. In the sacred chamber adorned with gilded opulence and ancient malevolence, the loathsome blob presided. Its very existence seemed an affront to decency, a grotesque fusion of riches and malice that defied mortal understanding. The chamber resonated with the jingling coins, a cacophony echoing through the hall. As the hobgoblins bowed before their golden sovereign, the creature's malevolence emanated a tangible force corroding the very air, an entity reveling in the misery it wrought upon those who dared seek its accursed embrace. In the ethereal chamber atop the Green Tower, a battle unfolded like a fevered dream. Bagwa, the Tempest, swung his falx with resolute purpose, each stroke a dance of astral brilliance, tearing through minions of avarice. The power of Skara crackled, a barrier of electrical fury keeping encroaching foes at bay. The monstrous blob of golden coins fought back with pseudopods of semi-solid gold, a mesmerizing display of materialistic malevolence. The chamber echoed with a clash of steel, crackling electricity, and the haunting melody of greed, a symphony of chaos. The blob began to writhe and contort before convulsing, heaving forth an abominable golden wretch. The malformed being, composed of liquid gold, born in a macabre display of avarice, staggered into existence with twisted sentience. Shining limbs of gold flailed in a mockery of life as it joined the cosmic fray, a distorted guardian spawned from the essence of greed. Bagua, his falx now spraying gouts of glittering golden sparks, directed his blade towards the litter. Each swing of his falx rent through the glittering mass, unleashing a cacophony of clinking coins and agonized wails from the hobgoblins below. The golden litter, once a symbol of opulence, shattered into a cascade of coins that reverberated like a malevolent symphony, the very essence of wealth now reduced to chaotic discord. The golden wretch, knowing life for only fleeting moments, released a pitiable groan as its master's form spread across the tower's green floor. It was Bagua's next target. With every lightning-infused strike, the malformed creature emitted a metallic wail, a haunting lament that echoed through the chamber. As the falx cut through its golden form, the wretch convulsed in spasms of dissonant chimes, its agonized metallic cries intermingling with a thunderous clash of steel. With a final resounding strike, Bagua shattered the wretch into a dispersing shower of golden fragments, the lingering echoes of its metallic wails dispersing throughout the green tower's cavernous halls. In the aftermath of the titanic clash within the Green Tower, a heavy silence descended, as if the very walls held their breath in awe of the cosmic spectacle witnessed. Amidst the scattered remnants of the battle, Bagua and his companions stood amidst a tableau of victory and sacrifice. Most of the spoils found within the tower's depths were tarnished by darkness or deemed as worthless refuse, destined to be offered to the ever-watchful gaze of Tengri. Yet amidst the detritus, one gleaming treasure shone with a promising light. The Emerald Helm, a relic of ancient nobility, forged by the hands of the Serpent King of the Dawn Marshes. This weighty helm, adorned with precious emeralds, held the power to bestow healing upon its wearer in the heat of battle, a fitting crown for Bagua, the indomitable leader of the Cull. Bagua gazed upon the remnants of his hard-won victory, his resolve unyielding as ever. But even as triumph filled their hearts, the encroaching floodwaters reminded them of the relentless march of fate. Yet amidst the looming despair, a glimmer of hope emerged, a shimmering gateway, a portal to lands unknown, beckoning them onward to new horizons. With the waters of destruction lapping at the tower's base, there was no time to waste. With a silent nod, Bagua led the Cull through the threshold of the portal, their journey propelled forward by the promise of salvation and the unyielding spirit of resilience. And as they vanished into the swirling mists of the rift, the Green Tower stood silent, a monument to Bagua's triumph and of confident Ila's ultimate failure. And as the Cull vanished through that shimmering gate, they were swept away into the unknown expanse of time and space. But their journey was far from over. Across the desolate landscape of Achra, their legend grew, whispered in hushed tones by those who watched their ascension. Tales spoke of their valiant battles against the fire-breathing Roback, their daring foray into the starry void at the world's end, and of course, their fateful encounter with the enigmatic King of Many Colors. But these were not mere stories recounted by children and elders. They served as very real words of warning, a grim reminder of the perils that awaited those who dared to challenge the relentless march of fate. For even as the Cull ventured forth, seeking to defy destiny itself, the floodwaters continued to rise, inexorable in their advance. Achra was taken by the waters once and again, a land in constant flux, yet illuminated by the flickering flame of hope in the face of overwhelming darkness. Once again, we find ourselves heeding these legends, for to the west, the floodwaters rise, and to the east lies freedom and death. The time has come for us to walk
the Path of Achra.
Bastards, I hope you liked that. It was a different kind of video. Obviously, I wasn't playing Dwarf Fortress, I was playing Path of Achra, plus the style of the video was entirely different than what I'm used to. But it was fun. I enjoyed making it, even though it took too long. Now we're gonna go over some behind the scenes things here. I tend to do this at the end of my videos, and I figured, what the hell, I'll do it for this episode too. Path of Achra. I guess most people would call it a roguelike. Even though I kind of don't like that term so much, it definitely falls into that category for most people, I would say. It features permadeath and a huge range of random elements that can pop up playthrough by playthrough. One of the big draws for this game though is it lets you stack abilities and kind of abuse the system in a way. Like, you can get some big numbers rolling out of your character, and if you get lucky, then you could just become earth-shatteringly powerful pretty quick. If you're into numbers, then this game is probably for you, but if you're not, like me, I'm not into numbers at all, and I still have an awful lot of fun with it. Like, I just kind of get a sense of how things are gonna work over time, and just like pulling in one direction or the other while I'm playing the game, try different things, and just see what happens. It's very fun. I would say this game is very easy to play, but tough to master. Another big element to this game too is the lore. I know there's a big lore update on the way right now, but even if you're playing the game now, you only ever really feel like you're scratching the surface, like you're going through and you're seeing stuff and you're wondering if any of it actually connects below the surface, and I get a feeling it does. Kind of like a Dark Souls sort of a vibe, like you're seeing all this weird stuff and it's easy to just take it at face value, but just knowing that there are connections makes it a lot more interesting. Plus, the aesthetic? Come on, that's beautiful. I love it. How it's all just kind of black with those gaudy colors. It's like this old school Atari sort of a vibe. I couldn't really explain it, but it speaks to me. I don't know why I picked up Path of Achra. I just happened to see it on my store, my Steam store, and was like, sure, what the hell, let's pick it up. I got it, and pretty quickly found that I was really enjoying it. That was in November, I think, is when I first played it. And I played through just a couple times. I died pretty quickly, and I was like, you know what? I've still barely done anything in this game, but let's just record a playthrough, and let's make a video out of it, how about? At the beginning of this episode here, you can see there was that first character, Ela, the Cull. That was the character that I played as at first for my recording, who died 3 levels in. And so this Ela character became the ancestor to Bagua, the one that we were following for the rest of the video. And I was actually able to get through the entire game as Bagua. Randomly selected characters, mind you. I just hit tab a couple times and it randomizes everything. And I was like, sure, this is what I'll go for. Cull Templar of Tengri. Seemed to be a winning combo there. And so, I got my recording and I got straight to work. I didn't really know what kind of video I wanted to make, but I was like, you know what, let's try to copy this beautiful aesthetic here. And I kind of just did that, just cramming my drawings in. But one thing led to another and I got overwhelmed. I bite off more than I could chew sometimes, believe it or not. And this video took an awful lot and I wanted to make it a lot bigger. I wanted to do the entirety of my playthrough, but it's been slowing down the production of my videos way too much. I am simply incapable of doing what I wanted to do, which is a bit frustrating, but I figure I could just put this out here as it is and hopefully it'll be good enough. A little diversion for you guys. Also, I'm very, very happy to bring some more eyes to this game just for Ulfsire's sake. That's the guy who's developing the game. Seems like a great fellow. Passionate about the Path of Achra, and he does updates constantly. It's great to see. I like to see an indie developer just doing their stuff, being passionate about it. It's wonderful. I have to highly recommend this game. It has fantastic reviews and is only $10. Come on. Perfect. Easily worth the price. But yes, I thank you for your patience during this time of me making this video. Hopefully I can manage my production cycle a little bit better in the future if I take on new projects. I hope you had fun today. Go check out Path of Achra, huh? And until next time, you bearded bastards.